welcome to a pretty odd video. This is kind of an old hobby of mine that I've kind of been doing for a long time. I'm rebuilding ZIPPOs. These ones are my sister's. It's overexposed because these are underlit. Here we go, come on, I guess we're going to properly expose this. It's something that is kind of my specialty. This is really the internals of a ZIPPO. Every ZIPPO is really kind of the same. The internals of a ZIPPO will pretty much never change. They are very reliable on the way that they've built their construction. I know they went through at least one world war. For the tools you're going to need, it's not really a difficult process. Not a lot of people know the knowledge of it, hence this video. You're going to need a screwdriver, need some flints, these things. It was stupid, Brady. Why'd you do that? I'm keeping all of that. You're going to need some cotton. Probably won't need this. This is what's internally inside of these things. Tweezers. If it really calls for it, a toothpick. ZIPPOs are made the exact same every time. If you have one of these, it'll work for literally any ZIPPO casing in the world. What I'm going to start with first is taking off this. Just needs a pretty sturdy turn, and then the rest is all easy that you can get out with your fingers. And you'll notice that when you get this out far enough, it's a spring. At the end of it will be a flint. This one is brand new, so I'm not even going to replace this. Take your toothpick again, pry that up, pull this out. This is where I like to have my tweezers. Just pull everything out. Continue pulling these out, and there's our wick. You'll notice it comes out in a ball like that. It's not organized in the least. What I'm going to do is straighten this out. You're going to pull this tight. Is get this as tightly packed together as possible. So it'll go right through that hole, this little hole in there. Sometimes can be a little finicky. Notice that you can get a little bit of a nub out. This is where I take my tweezers and try and watch through a camera and also grab this at the same time. See how it kind of came apart on me a little bit. The more wick you have coming out of the flute, the larger the flame you will have. So if you have it, really far down there like that, it's going to be, not a very large flame, but you're going to have a very efficient lighter that's going to save a lot of fuel. Way up there like that, you're going to have a very hot burning flame, but you're not going to save a lot of fuel. I like to set them about halfway middle. You're going to hold it on this end and just kind of keep it like that in your thumb. Your flat blade, something to be able to push this over to the side. Having it like this, and then pushing this into that side. Putting it on one side of this, I make a little S pattern of this wick so it absorbs more fluid. Kind of packing that in there good, and then fold it over one last time, and then throw one more piece of gauze right on top of it. Push that down one more time. Keep this as open as possible. Pushing it back on. If you have fat fingers like I do, it's often difficult to get the flint back in this hole. I like tweezers. Because it's just on a spring, you just kind of push it with your finger and then do a quarter turn, and then you can kind of just get the rest of the way with your fingers. Because I'm rebuilding this for somebody that is not me, I'm going to tighten this, giving it a good small amount of turn. Takes a little bit of fluid. You can count to 5 and then stop, let it soak in, count to 5 again. It'd be totally fine for at least 2 weeks. Once you have this kind of rerouted, just take these same steps and repeat them. Once you have this refueled, you can put it back in your casing. The wheel goes out.